If you could go back in time, you could either vote for Donald Trump or Kamala Harris. Who would you rather vote for?
Donald Trump.
Okay. Why do you support Trump?
I support his policies with the border. I support. I mean, honestly, with the whole like Kamala Harris, I really don't agree
Kamala.
with a lot of what she stands for. Yeah, Kamala. Sorry.
Like what?
Like just their whole view on transgender.
What view has she expressed on trans people that you disagree with?
Well, especially how Tim Walz wanted tampons in men's bathrooms and stuff like that.
Okay, so the particular order that you're referencing in Minnesota was just that people who are menstruating would have access to menstrual products. There was no particular ordinance or order that specifically was drafted by Tim Walz saying that they had to put tampons in boys' restrooms. And even so, like, what's the issue with that?
Well, I think trans women are not women.
Okay, well, there's no basis for you saying that under my definition that they are not. Trans women are women under my definition. You're just saying that you use
What's
a
your
biological
definition?
usage of the term. Are you Christian?
Yeah.
Okay. So God the Father, use he, him pronouns to refer to him. You call him a father, right? Does he have any genitalia? Does he have any gametes? Does he have any chromosomes?
God the Father?
Yeah.
How is God the Father in
You
like
refer to him using he, him pronouns, yet he doesn't have any male sex characteristics. So you're using gender in a non-biological sense in that connotation. So why is it okay for you to use gender in a non-biological sense in that connotation, but apparently it's wrong for us to do so?
Well, I don't think God the Father is the same as a person on this earth. I think it's a lot different.
That doesn't change anything. Or it's just expressing that you use gender in a social sense in this connotation.
I mean, I just think that I don't really agree with that at all. I think it's a
What
lot
what do you not
different.
agree with your own scripture?
I
Your
think
own
you're
scripture
using like a
do you not agree with your own scripture that calls him a man?
no. I just think you're using like a gotcha question, but I mean, it really
Just
doesn't
because
have
I've
any.
got you doesn't mean that you can't acknowledge it.
I can't acknowledge what
You should
that I
acknowledge
call
it.
him
You should
father.
acknowledge, yeah, you should acknowledge that in this connotation you're using gender in a non-biological sense. So using gender in a non-biological manner is totally coherent under your perspective. So why are you acting like it's incoherent when we're specifically doing it, specifically in reference to validating trans identity, but for some reason it's totally okay for you to do so with your God?
Well, yeah, is God a human?
No.
So I don't understand why that has to do
That
with.
justifies even further that you're using gender in a non-biological sense.
Well, I'm not here to debate God or anything. I'm here to debate transgenders.
Trans people. And also, we're talking about God because your prescriptions in terms of God, you're not going to change. So you actually literally won't concede on that position that God the Father isn't actually a father. You won't concede on that. So then you have to acknowledge that you use gender in some non-biological senses, which then makes our usage of the term totally coherent.
I mean, like I said again, I'm not here to debate the Bible. I was here to just debate. I mean, I'm not really too informed on like the whole Bible thing. Like I couldn't tell you these questions that you're asking me, but I'm here to debate that. I don't think trans women are women. I think that it doesn't make
Yeah. What's your
sense to
definition of the
represent
term
them.
woman?
Someone who has XY pronouns.
XY pronouns?
I mean, sorry, XY, whatever you call it. What do you
XY
call it?
what?
Sorry, I forgot what you call it. XY chromosomes. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what it
it's
is.
actually XX chromosomes for
XX chromosomes. Sorry.
yeah. So like it's actually you didn't even know what type of chromosomes you're referencing.
No, I
Uh,
don't study this stuff, but I
okay,
mean,
so then I have a question. Does God the
you know what
Father
I'm
have
saying.
XY chromosomes?
God the Father?
Yeah,
Why are we still talking about the Bible?
because you believe in it.
I believe, but I'm not talking about that.
You just brought it up.
I
You
told you
just
I don't
said
want
it.
to debate the Bible on live. Like, I
You
mean,
you don't have to.
I'm not too informed on the Bible.
You don't have to be. You know that God the Father is a father, right? Does he have XY chromosomes?
I mean, God the Father. So, are you talking about like the
The
Holy
answer is
Spirit
very
and
clearly
Jesus and stuff
no.
like that?
Here, I'll answer it for you
Is
because you can't
Jesus a
figure it
man?
out. Jesus is a man, yes.
Okay, so God the Father, the Holy Spirit, and like, are you talking about the Holy Trinity? And like, I don't understand what you're talking about.
God the Son and the Father are different.
Okay, I just think that that's really
Okay.
this whole.
You want to know why?
doesn't
Because
make
God the
sense.
Father existed prior to incarnation. Okay? Incarnation is what led to Jesus the Son. Okay? Prior to incarnation, God the Father still existed. Did he have XY chromosomes? No. Okay. If he didn't have XY chromosomes, then under your view, he wasn't a man, and therefore, under your view, wouldn't be able to be considered a father.
I mean, I don't really care about that though. I'm not here to debate God or anything.
Okay, well, then
I'm
in
here to
order for you
debate
to.
people on this earth right now.
Yeah, which we're referencing things that exist on the earth, right? If you wait, are you just
God exists
acknowledging
on the
that God
earth.
isn't? Are you acknowledging God isn't real? Is that your prescription here?
You could say right now I don't believe in God, so then you can't reference that. Like
Oh, so did you just deny the Lord?
I'm just using that as an example. Like you're referencing something
In
that
order
I
to
can say if I
be able
believe in
to
it.
in order to be able to have a conversation about trans people, you're willing to deny the Lord.
Okay, what if I don't believe in the Lord? Can I still have a conversation about trans people?
So you deny your belief in the Lord in order to have a conversation with about trans people?
No, I'm asking you a question.
So I'm asking you, would you deny your belief in the Lord in order to have a conversation about trans people?
Okay, what if right now I'm saying yes? Like,
So
I'm saying,
Christian.
can I have a
Yeah.
conversation? If I were to not believe in God, can I have a conversation about trans people? That's what I'm asking you.
No, we're not gonna have a conversation if you like based upon prescriptions that you don't hold to. I only have conversations with people
What if
based
that's my
upon
personal
the things they
views?
actually because you believe in Christianity. Yeah, I'm showing you based upon your own personal views that you utilize gender in a non-biological sense, and you just can't accept it, dude.
I can't accept it.
Yeah, your feelings won't let you accept the facts.
Well, that trans women are not women.
No, that trans women are women and that trans men are men, and that you utilize
How?
because you
All right,
utilize
all right.
gender in a social connotation, non-biological.
Do you think trans women should be in men's sports?
I think trans women should be allowed to play in women's sports after multiple years of HRT, absolutely. But I don't know why you randomly brought up sports.
I'm just asking the question.
Yeah, and I already answered.
So you think a man that transitioned to a woman is allowed to play in women's sports?
Do you need me to like write it out and draw pictures for you?
Yes or no?
I'm just asking. Do you need me to draw pictures? I've already answered questions that you've asked. Do you need a picture
When
book?
previous to me joining or no?
No, no. In this conversation, I just did. Do you need a picture book?
Okay, so what? I don't understand why you support that.
I'm confused. After multiple years of HRT, there's no particular unfair biological advantage you could point to that could that would mean that it'd be unfair for people to play. And let me ask you this question: can you name one trans person dominating in women's sports right now?
Right now.
Yeah.
Why does it have to be right now? Why can't it be in the past? What about the swimmer, Leah Thomas?
She didn't dominate.
How did she not dominate?
She didn't win every time. What are you talking about?
But she had a significant advantage compared to women,
She is a woman.
or whatever you call it. What are the chromosomes? XX?
You don't even remember. You don't even know. Why would that matter? Again, you don't use it in a biological sense because, again, God the Father doesn't have XY chromosomes.
I'm not talking about
Why
God.
are you
I'm
talking about
women's sports.
God? Well, okay, then if you're not wanting to talk about gender, then don't bring it up on my stream.
What?
Can you
What
name
does
a
that have to
Wait,
do?
how about this? Can you name a policy of Donald Trump's that he influenced to get passed that you like?
His policies on the border.
Such as?
Getting illegal immigrants out of our country.
Yeah, why? Why do you want to do that?
I think that if I was Donald Trump and well, can I ask you a question? What would you do if
I
you?
want you to answer my question first.
Well, sorry, what's your question?
Why do
Again?
you want to get undocumented immigrants out of the country?
I think they bring crime to our country, and I think there's nowhere to house them. I don't think they do any good for our country. I think a lot of them do worse.
Undocumented immigrants commit multiple times lower rates of violent crime, drug crime, property crime in the United States compared to natural born U.S. citizens. You voted for a convicted criminal who literally pardoned violent rioters on January 6th and beat police officers, and he called them patriots.
Beat police officers?
Yeah, Donald Trump pardoned violent rioters who beat police officers on January 6th, and he called those people patriots.
What does this have to do with the border?
You said that you don't want like people committing crimes, So I'm just saying that, like, you literally supported a criminal.
I supported a criminal. Do you think Kamala Harris is a criminal?
Kamala? No.
Kamala? Yes. I mean, I just feel like you're giving me like gotcha questions, but I think Trump is the better of the two.
But by
I'm not
gotcha
saying,
questions, you mean I'm just proving you wrong?
no, I think you're bringing up like these points that don't really make sense.
What didn't make
I'm not
sense?
claiming
Name
that
one
Trump
point
is
I
the
brought up
best
that didn't make
president
sense.
ever.
Name one point I brought up that didn't make sense.
The whole Donald Trump's convicted felon and whatever. I think
I
that.
explained to you why I did that if you listened. Did you listen to anything I said?
Yeah, I did listen to what you said.
Okay, what did I say?
About how you just
What was
told
the
me that
reason?
he's a convicted felon.
Why did I tell you? Why did I say that I said that?
Oh, because the illegal immigrants entering our country are committing crimes. I claim that.
Yeah, and you're saying that you think that that's a bad thing, right? You think people committing crimes is a bad thing. You want to hold them accountable for committing crimes. So I'm saying,
Donald
if you
Trump-
want to hold people accountable for committing
He was
crimes,
held accountable.
why didn't you do so by the president of the United States by not voting for him? He was not held accountable because they literally
How?
said that he was going
He's
to
a
be
convicted
president.
felon.
Yes, he's convicted and sentenced, but they didn't sentence him to prison because they said that it would not make sense given that he would be president.
So I don't understand if being a convicted felon is not being held accountable. I don't understand how.
Because
that's
he
not
wasn't
being held
sentenced to
accountable.
prison because of the fact that he was elected president. You elected him president, which ensured that he wasn't held accountable, i.e., went
Do
to
you think
prison
if he
for
wasn't
the
elected
crimes that he
president, he
committed.
would have gone to prison?
I think it's very likely, yeah.
I don't think so at all.
Well, then why did they say that in the case that was part of the judgment?
They said that in the case that he
Yes.
would go to prison if he
Yes.
wasn't
Yeah,
elected president.
Yes, you're like you didn't even like involve yourself. They said that was a part of the determinations for specifically why they were not going to put him in prison.
I think that's absolutely not true. I don't think Donald Trump would have ever gone
Why
to
would I?
prison.
Why would I care what you think? You didn't even look it up. Why the would that matter? You didn't even
Why
look
are
it
you
up.
so
You're
mad?
doing that based upon your confirmation bias, because you
Why are you
believe
so
stuff.
mad?
I'm not mad. I just said that you believe stuff based upon confirmation bias, and you have no evidence to believe in it. It's stupid.
Okay, so let's backtrack a little bit. You claim that Donald Trump, that he didn't get any, or I'm basically saying that Donald Trump was because he's a convicted felon, correct? That he was given the proper like punishments, and that illegal immigrants should be also given the proper punishments for their crimes. And you're getting
He
mad
was
at
literally
that.
no. I'm saying he was literally not given the proper punishment because of the fact that you voted
He
for
was.
him.
He's a
And
convicted felon.
he was put in the position of presidency. But it's talking about what he's sentenced to, dude. We're not just talking about him being convicted. We're talking about what he's sentenced to based upon the conviction.
Okay, but he wasn't sentenced.
Exactly. He wasn't sentenced to prison because of the fact that they took into account that he was president of the United States.
Okay, so is that his fault or is that the system's fault?
It's the voters' fault specifically for voting someone in, given that they specifically like you want to hold criminals accountable, but you're not allowing for Donald Trump to be held accountable when you voted for him. That's the point I'm showing. That it shows hypocrisy. I understand that your feelings don't want you to accept the facts, but that's what the
But
that's
do you
what the
think
facts
that's the
indicate.
system's fault?
I think it's the system's fault and your fault.
So you do think it's the system's fault?
Yes. The fact that the
And it's the
Constitution allows
voters-
for Donald Trump to run for president is very stupid. Yes.
Wow, that's okay.
I mean, he was held civilly liable of sexual abuse. He bragged about walking into the changing rooms of naked women while they're changing without their consent, where an 18-year-old came out, said there were 4 girls as young as 15 years old in these changing rooms when Donald Trump would barge in. Donald Trump said he would date a 10-year-old girl in 10 years. He said he had Howard Stern calling his daughter a piece of ass. He said that his daughter's always been voluptuous, which means curvy and sexually attractive. He said he had sex in common with his daughter when she said real estate and golf, and said that he'd be dating his own daughter if it wasn't his daughter.
I mean, he addressed a lot of these rumors. He claimed a lot of it was locker room talk when he was caught on video, caught on camera.
Locker room talk about his
wait.
Locker room talk about his daughter. Sweet
Well,
home
you're
Alabama.
You're saying a lot of things really fast, and I kind of like you're making a lot of points really fast.
I'm sorry. Should I slow down for you?
Let's backtrack. Let's go one at a time because you can't
Okay.
just like. Yeah, go.
Okay. So do you remember anything I said?
About how I mean, not really. You talk so fast.
Okay. He sexualized his daughter. He said that she's always been voluptuous, which means curvy and sexually attractive. He said yada Howard Stern calling his daughter
Sexually
a piece of ass.
attractive or attractive? Would you call your daughter like pretty?
I wouldn't say that my daughter is voluptuous, which means curvy and sexually attractive. Would you find your daughter sexually attractive?
Sexually attractive? No.
Yeah, that's
I
what,
mean,
that's what
I
voluptuous
would think
means.
my daughter is pretty.
That's what voluptuous means. Voluptuous means curvy and sexually attractive.
I mean, I think you're taking it out of context, though.
I'm not, because Donald Trump also said yeah to Howard Stern, calling his daughter a piece of ass. He also said that he had sex in common with his daughter. He said he'd be dating his own daughter if it wasn't his daughter. Sweet
How is that a bad
home
thing?
Alabama.
I feel like that's a nice compliment, calling his daughter pretty.
I'm sorry. Would you say that your daughter is voluptuous?
Voluptuous? No, absolutely not.
Okay, why not?
I think that's weird.
Why is it weird?
I mean, I wouldn't use that vocabulary.
Why is it weird? Why wouldn't you use that vocabulary?
I mean, I don't think it's the right thing to call your daughter that.
Why not?
I mean, I would not use voluptuous. I've never used
Why?
voluptuous before, ever.
Why? Can you
It's
be
just a
specific?
weird word. I would call my daughter pretty.
Why is it weird? Why is it weird? Why is it weird?
Why is it weird? I mean, I have no idea. I guess because whatever it means.
You have no idea, really.
I just think you're taking it out of context.
Wait,
on what
how?
he's saying.
No. So then why wouldn't you say it? If I'm taking it out of context, tell me what context would you say it?
Well, we're not talking about me. We're talking
Tell
about
me, answer
Trump,
the
are we
question.
not?
What context would you say that your daughter is voluptuous? Could you tell me a context that
I
would
wouldn't
make
call
sense?
my daughter voluptuous. I just
Oh,
told you
okay.
that.
Oh, wait, so you said in no context would it ever make sense to call your daughter voluptuous? Which means
In no-
curvy and sexually
I
attractive.
never said that. I said I would not call my daughter that. We're not talking about
Yeah,
me.
why
We're talking
not?
about Donald Trump.
Why not? Be specific.
That's just not something. That's not vocabulary that I would use.
Well, why not?
I've never heard that word before. That's why.
Really? Would you ever say that your
Yes.
daughter? Would you ever say that your daughter is sexually attractive?
No.
Would you ever say that? Okay, so then, so you wouldn't say specifically what Donald Trump said, and that's because it's sexualizing her, right? Would you ever say yeah to someone calling your daughter a piece of ass?
Would I say yeah to my daughter? Someone calling my daughter a piece of ass?
Yeah.
No, but again, I think you're
Why not?
taking a lot of things out of
Wait,
context.
answer the question. Why not?
I think it's inappropriate.
Why is that inappropriate?
I think it's if someone called my daughter that,
Yeah, like why would it be inappropriate for you to say yeah?
for me to say yeah, well, I wouldn't
Yeah,
say
to
yeah.
them calling
I think
your
that's
own daughter a
inappropriate
piece
for
of ass.
someone to call my own
Why is
daughter.
that why is that inappropriate for you to say yeah in that context?
Well, I think them saying it sexualizing my daughter, and I wouldn't like that.
Okay, so would you say yeah in any context?
No,
In
I
response
wouldn't
to
say
that?
yeah, but I'm
Okay,
also not Donald
so
Trump.
so
and you're
given
taking it out
given
of
that you wouldn't say
context.
that, why wouldn't you? Can you be specific? Sounds like you don't want
Well,
to do that
I
because
just
you
think
know it's
Donald
clearly
Trump- I
wrong,
just-
and it would demonstrate you are wrong here.
Wait, sorry, can you repeat that?
Why would you not say that? Be specific. Why would you not say yeah to Howard Stern calling your own daughter a piece of ass?
I would not respect him for saying that. I think he's sexualizing my daughter.
He can't answer specific questions. I'm going to say the specific question one more time. Can you please
I
answer
just
it?
answered it.
No, you didn't. You purposefully did not answer the question.
I just said no.
Okay,
I would
so
not
you-
want
so you
someone to call
wouldn't.
my daughter that.
Why wouldn't you say yeah to? Why wouldn't you say yeah to Howard Stern calling your daughter a piece of ass? Can you answer that question? Why?
I think it's inappropriate, and he has no right to talk about my daughter like that.
Why is it inappropriate?
Because it's not okay for someone to sexualize your
Why is
daughter.
it? Oh, okay. So because you would be sexualizing your own daughter in that context, right?
Well, they are.
So when Donald Trump says yeah to Howard Stern calling his daughter a piece of ass, did he sexualize his own daughter?
I mean, I think Donald Trump was just agreeing that his daughter is pretty. I think it's taken.
Wait,
out
no.
of
Answer
context.
this specific question. Did Donald Trump sexualize his daughter?
I mean, if you look at it like that, I guess you could say so.
Okay.
But I don't think.
Wait,
I don't
okay.
think
Sweet
that he's saying it like
home
that.
Alabama.
I don't think that he's saying it like that.
So, okay. So then you agree that Trump has sexualized his daughter. Would you ever vote for a presidential candidate that has sexualized their daughter?
Again, I think Donald Trump. I think you can look at it like he's sexualizing his daughter.
Answer the
but
question.
I
Answer
think
the
Donald
question.
Trump's
I want a
intention-
specific answer. I want a
I
specific
think
answer.
Donald Trump's intention.
Would you ever
is to
vote for a?
say
Would you ever vote
pretty.
for a candidate that sexualized their daughter?
No.
Okay, you wouldn't. So you wouldn't vote for
If
Trump.
I looked at it like that, but I don't
So
look at it.
wait.
Like that.
So okay. So then Donald Trump did not, under your view, sexualize his daughter.
I don't think his intent was to sexualize his daughter.
Okay, so he did sexualize his daughter. It just wasn't his intent.
I think it can come off. As him
Wait.
sexualizing his daughter.
So
I don't think
So
Donald
answer that point. He did sexualize his daughter. He just didn't intend to.
Like, are you claiming that Donald Trump like wants his daughter?
I'm
like,
claiming
incest and
that
stuff
yes,
like
Donald
that?
Trump sexualized his daughter. Yeah, he said he'd be dating his own daughter if it was his daughter. He said, yeah, to Howard Stern, calling his daughter a piece of ass. He called his daughter voluptuous, said that she's always been voluptuous, which means curvy and sexually attractive. He said he had sex in common with his daughter when she said real estate and golf. Yes, he absolutely has sexualized his daughter. Now answer this question.
Do you think that that's a way of him calling his daughter pretty?
Alabama. Go ahead.
Do you think that's a way of him calling his daughter pretty?
I think that is definitely different than calling your daughter pretty.
So you don't think when he talked like that?
Listen here. I don't think that when a father calls their daughter pretty, that they are sexualizing their daughter in that connotation. I do think when Donald Trump said yeah to Howard Stern, calling his daughter a piece of ass, I think that's sexualizing his daughter. I think when he said he'd be dating his own daughter if it wasn't his daughter, that's sexualizing his daughter. I think when he said his daughter has always been voluptuous, which means curvy and sexually attractive, that's definitely sexualizing his daughter. And when he said yeah to Howard, and then when he said he had sex in common with his daughter, that's definitely sexualizing his daughter again.
Okay, if I call my daughter pretty, am I sexualizing my daughter? I just
said no.
I think they're attractive. But see, where do we draw the line? That's the thing that you don't really get.
Because there's a distinction between saying pretty and calling your daughter sexually attractive.
How?
Okay?
Because if I'm calling someone pretty, it means I think they're attractive. Does it not?
It does not mean you think that they're sexually attractive. And what do you mean by attractive? What are you talking about? No, when you say something's pretty, that doesn't mean you find it attractive. Like, for example, when you if you find a painting pretty, does that mean that painting is attractive to you?
I think it is
like in a sexual manner. Does it mean that you find the painting sexually attractive?
Yeah, but see, this is what you're doing. You're taking.
Can you answer the question? If you consider the painting pretty, would that mean you find the painting sexually attractive?
Okay, but the painting's not a human, Parker. Do you realize that?
Can you answer the question?
I just did. The painting's not a human. There's different contexts to the word pretty.
Okay. So again, so you think that when you're calling your daughter pretty, that you're calling them sexually attractive?
I think that's the way you're making it towards Donald Trump saying his daughter, he would date his daughter.
I have a question. Would you ever say to your mom that she looks pretty?
Yeah.
You would? So then you think that you would call your mom sexually attractive?
No, because
so calling your mom pretty is not the same thing as calling her sexually attractive, right?
I'm saying that's the way.
He just conceded. He just conceded that pretty and sexually attractive are two different things. You just conceded, buddy.